What is up, everybody? My name is Justin. This is Forever Self-Employed, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about how to get your customers to upsell themselves. We're actually going to be breaking down some footage that Mike Vidan from All About Pressure Washing texted me a few days ago, where a customer basically upsold themselves on both a window cleaning and a gutter cleaning. So in the clip that we're going to be taking a look at, Mike does a bunch of things with what he says, as well as the spacing within the conversation to bring about this response in the customer. So we're going to break that down so that way you guys can duplicate this in your own business. Now, tonality, body language, and leading the conversation are all high-level sales tactics. So if you guys do enjoy the video, I just ask that you give it a thumbs up for me. Mike also wanted me to mention that he's going to be doing a free web class where he'll be teaching you guys the 3 pillars that helped him to scale his business and ultimately get off the truck. So I'll leave that down below as the first link in the comment section and the description. He said that there is limited spots available, so definitely check it out and reserve your spot if you are interested. But without further ado, let's go ahead and hop right into the video. So I do want to set the scene before we look at the clip and give you guys a little bit of context. Mike is checking on one of his technicians on this pressure washing job, and the customer is watching him the entire time. I'm not going to comment on that, but let me know down below if you guys have worked for a customer that watched you the entire time. I'll just say that it isn't my favorite thing. However, they are paying for the service, so I guess that it is their decision on whether or not they want to do that. But from the onset of the video, you guys are going to notice that Mike is going to acknowledge her presence to introduce himself, but pay attention to his tone and then what he leads with.
How are you? I charge extra to watch.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Mike.
Hi.
So Mike has obviously never met this woman. He's on her property. She's probably skeptical of most service providers because why else would she be watching the tech wash the house? So more than likely, she's going to have her guard up. But Mike leads by making a joke, saying that he charges extra to watch, insinuating that customers don't typically watch the service, which gets an over-exaggerated laugh from the customer. This establishes a lighthearted tone, breaks the guard that the customer may have had up from the beginning, and lets the customer know that Mike is friendly and that he must be in charge. And we can see that from the next question that she asks.
Are you the boss?
I am the boss. And your neighbor.
Where do you live?
Right behind.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So she asks if Mike is the boss. Mike says, I am, and then immediately goes to build rapport by saying, I'm your neighbor as well. So a good way to establish trust with someone that you just met is to find commonalities. So in this case, Mike lives close to her. So to further his connection with her, he mentions that he is her neighbor as well. I want you guys to notice the spacing within the conversation. The tone of it is a bit awkward. As I mentioned, this lady probably has her guard up. But the next thing that Mike does is mention that they should probably get the roof cleaned up and get it looking like new.
So he's getting you all taken care of.
Yeah.
We should probably do this roof at some point. Make it look brand new again.
Oh, that sounds good. I'll have to talk to my husband about that.
The customer acknowledges his attempt to upsell and then immediately deflects to her husband. So this is very typical. Anybody who does a lot of quoting knows that I need to talk with my husband or I need to talk with my wife is like 90% of the time the nicest way of saying no, or simply just an excuse to buy themselves extra time so that way they don't have to make a decision on the spot. This is why I don't personally like to quote on site. A large majority of the time, you're more likely not going to get a definitive answer from the customer on the spot. And if you do get like a resounding yes as soon as you give them the price, you're probably priced too low. So I like to send it to them and then they can think it over and get back with me whenever they're ready to make a decision. However, notice what Mike does after she says that she's going to have to talk to her husband. He remains completely quiet. He doesn't try to sell her any further. He doesn't try to tell her about the benefits of the service or how good it would look. He gets resistance and then simply remains quiet.
Make it look brand new again.
Oh, that sounds good. I'll have to talk to my husband about that. The gutters really, we got grass growing in our gutters.
It happens.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I see it over there, yeah.
Oh yeah. It's over here, over there,
Yeah.
and there's some around the front of the house too.
Gotcha.
So in any negotiation, silence is the biggest make or break. Silence within the conversation creates tension, and the customer could feel the tension rising when Mike didn't say anything after she said she would need to talk with her husband. So to break the tension, the customer then came out and said that she really needs a gutter cleaning. And then once she does admit to this, insecurity about her gutters, Mike doesn't jump all over and say, I can do a gutter cleaning. We offer gutter cleaning for $99. We can do it today. Instead, he just goes, oh yeah, I see what you mean. And then she expounds on the fact that she's unhappy about how they look in the front and on the side.
Oh, I see it over there, yeah.
Oh yeah, it's over here, over there,
Yeah.
and there's some around the front of the house too.
Gotcha.
If we watch the end, Mike never sells her on the cleaning. He simply says, thank you for your business, and walks away from her.
Well, we appreciate your business.
Oh, we appreciate y'all doing this.
Yeah.
So in any negotiation, the person who is least tied to the outcome is typically the person who's going to win that negotiation. Now, you might think, Justin, this isn't a negotiation. They're just talking. And I'll say this, every conversation in your life is a negotiation. Everything you say, your tone, your spacing, your demeanor, your body language, posture, gestures, everything you do tells the other person within a conversation what you think about yourself and how you feel in a moment. So Mike breaking the conversation when she said she would have to speak with her husband communicated that he valued his business and the product that they offered. He didn't feel any need to validate himself or his worth to her. And this is a reflection of his business. He's not hungry for leads. His company doesn't even need to do the gutter cleaning. And this non-neediness led him to make the sale. And as you guys can see, this is the text exchange with the husband after the fact, where he says the wife wants the gutters done. And then he goes, happy wife, happy life, which if we remember is counterintuitive from what she told us within the video.
Oh, that sounds good. I have to talk to my husband about that.
When she deflected after Mike tried to sell her on the roof cleaning, she made it seem as though the husband was a part of the decision-making process. However, from the text, it seems as though the wife is really the person who is making the decisions, which further affirms the fact that a large majority of the time, any excuse between an offer and the acceptance of the offer is typically a nice way of saying no. So if we were going to bullet point what we learned from this interaction, it would be as follows. First things first, we want to lead with humor to set the tone of the interaction and bring down the guard of whoever we're talking to.
I charge extra to watch.
Next, we want to build rapport by establishing commonalities with the prospect.
I am the boss and your neighbor.
Then we are clear to upsell. But if we meet resistance after we try to upsell, we don't want to continue to press the customer at all. We want to allow for space within the conversation for the customer to speak.
We should probably do this roof at some point.
Oh, that sounds good. I have to talk to my husband about that. The gutters really, we got grass growing in our gutters.
And if the customer does reveal that something else needs to be clean or something else needs to be done, we don't want to be needy to get the job. We need to have a take it or leave it mentality.
We appreciate your business.
Now, this is by no means the only way to upsell a customer. It's just a great interaction that I think we can learn a lot from. So I know this video is a little bit different, but I hope you guys did get some value from it. Like I mentioned before, if you did, definitely hit that thumbs up button for me. And if you made it this far in the video, comment down below spacing and I'll hashtag you a real one. Like I said before, I'll leave Mike's web class link below, as well as a bunch of other resources for your pressure washing business down in the comment section and description. So be sure to check those out. But my name is Justin. This is Forever Self-Employed. And until next time, hustle hard and get that money, baby. Peace.